and gentlemen, to episode 23, season 4 here for some more football matches today. Last time we had some incredible matches, some crazy results. Obviously we won 4-1 against Spurs, then we won 10-0 against Besiktas, and then we won 7, I think, 0 against Dortmund. So we had some crazy matches. Today we got Spartak Moscow twice, and then we got Besiktas at home. So, you know, there's chances for more crazy games, put it that way, chances for some more thriller results. But yeah. Just to recap you on what so far has happened this season quickly, we'll have a quick look through the groups. So Napoli are so far on 6 points, Wolfsburg on 6 points, we're on 6 points. You know, that's how the groups look. As you can see, I'm just flicking through them anyway. So yeah, lots of teams obviously, you know, to play. I think some of these have already played. But yeah, you know, some interesting matches to come also today. Let's attend the press conference. Let's see what we need to do and need to say to the media. And yeah, let's see. So can you make it 3 wins in a row? Well, it can go either way, of course. We never know what's going to be. Would you consider using players who haven't featured regularly? I say all my players are important. There's been some top performances recently. Can your team keep this up? I'm going to say we can do even better, of course. So right, Spartak Moscow, of course, we got then here. You know, obviously a team, you know, I'm not, let's say, too familiar with, but I have heard of them. Okay, like, you know, they're a decent Russian side, of course, you know, they're not bad, you know, as the Russian team goes. So they do have a decent squad. You know, are they going to win the Champions League anytime soon? I highly doubt it, but neither here or there. That's still a very decent Russian football club. You know, that is certainly not bad at all, you know. So, yeah. Of course, you know, it could be an interesting match. Put it that way. Our best result so far, by the way, in the Champions League, though, this season, 10-0. I doubt we'll repeat that against Moscow, like, given, you know, that Moscow are certainly better than Besiktas, or however you pronounce that team, you know, name. Like, that was a very terrible team, indeed. But, you know, even though we won 10-0 against Besiktas, we won then 7-0 against Dortmund, which maybe shows also our quality slightly. Unless Dortmund are no longer as good as they used to be, I'm not too sure. Obviously, don't forget, this is 4 seasons, you know, now down, you know, obviously, effectively 4 seasons down the road, you know, is it going to be the same? You know what I mean? Anyway, here we go then. So Moscow versus, obviously, Chelsea in Russia. Here we go, kick-off underway. Then here, for the 3rd match of our group. If we secure 3 points tonight, we effectively do go through, like, you know, so, obviously, it wouldn't secure us through, but it'd be, well, it'd take something miraculous for us not to progress. And Jadon Sancho makes it 1-0, a captain scoring the goal for Chelsea to make it 1-0 then here. And yeah, good goal, decent goal, nice, beautiful. beautiful goal from Jadon Sancho. I believe that's his third goal in the Champions League. Then there. So decent goal from Jadon Sancho. And then here in the opening few minutes of the game. And as I said, like, you can have a good game here today, you know, against Moscow. As I said, I don't think we're going to be able to do a Besiktas, you know, against them, like, as in win 10-0, but we maybe win by maybe a couple of goals, or win by a few goals, you know, then that'd be good, of course. Right, Kylian Mbappe running, obviously, trying to shake off the defender. Mbappe trying to pick out someone. Havertz takes on the shot, but misses, unfortunately, just going past post and past the keeper quite miraculously then there. So right, Lorraine, Robertson, Sancho, Kylian Mbappe takes on the shot and scores 2-0. Then here, good goal indeed, 2-0. Then here, Kylian Mbappe, the goal scorer. What a goal. Don't get me wrong, it's not that far out from goal, but it's still a very good goal from Kylian Mbappe. You know, well taken outside the box, you know, shot, and, you know, just powering it into the back of the net. Then there, that's Mbappé's 9th goal of the season in the Champions League, and what a goal that was indeed. So we're 2-0 up and 18 minutes down in this game. This is turning into another slaughtering from us, Chelsea, really here. So yeah, what, you know,
Mbappe with it.
Scoreline already. We're already 2-0 or leading by 2.
Definitely look as though they want to make this move count.
Which is quite fabulous indeed if you're
real danger.
You know.
Quick thinking to dispossess his
so
opponent.
In a minute, later or in our next match, we'll talk about some of the results of the Premier League weekend, what they sort of mean to the Premier League. You know. Yeah, and we'll have a quick discussion about that. So yeah,
but technically good goalkeeping.
Obviously,
so close to keeping himself onside.
There were some good games this weekend. So right, let's just
offside decisions and get them right.
Have a look whilst we got this sort of like break here this weekend. Right, so I'm gonna start with obviously first match of the weekend. Tottenham versus obviously Watford 0-0. Now, personally, that's a good result for Watford. Really, can't really say it's a good result for, you know. Oh, 3-0, Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, 0-0 for Tottenham and Watford. You know, good result for Watford. They pick up another point. That obviously moves Watford, well, keeps Watford out of the drop zone, so they're still out now of that relegation battle. Still in the relegation battle, but out of the drop zone, so, you know, at the moment that's good for them. For Tottenham, obviously, they do pick up a point, which obviously helps them, of course, but, you know, it doesn't really help them massively. They're still 8 points behind Chelsea, who's in 4th, and we'll come to that in a minute, with Chelsea. So yeah, for Tottenham, obviously it's an okay result. It is a point away from home, you know, but if I was a Tottenham fan with that squad, I'd be very disappointed with a result like that, because, you know, it's results like this that's been buggering them all season long, and clearly continues to be the case. Right, next, let's go on to Brighton and Aston Villa. Now, again, another draw, 1-1. Obviously, two teams for Villa, they're in the drop zone currently as things stand. Only a point behind Watford. At least they've kept up pace with Watford, I guess. they haven't really dropped many points, but in a way, the advantage to go in front, to take, you know, that lead, maybe to get out of the drop zone this week, has obviously passed them by. So obviously they've got to focus now on next week. You know, and obviously, yeah. I think, you know, 1-1 is really not a great result for either team. For Brighton, you know, it's probably better for Brighton than it is for Villa, but yeah, for neither team, it's a good result, I'd say. And 1-1, I think one of them would have preferred to win that game. Right, Manchester City and Crystal Palace. Now, I was actually watching this match, or not watching it, but I was viewing it, or how can you put it? Not viewing it, but monitoring it on Gillette Super Saturday, you know, and yeah, quite frankly, 2-2. You know, Crystal Palace could have won this match, quite frankly, but I think that's title now gone for Man City. But really, has it been gone for a long, long time? I think so. You know, let's be honest. You know, Man City, you know, haven't really had the capabilities this season, clearly, for whatever reason or another. And yeah, you know, quite frankly, you know, trying to focus on that whilst, you know, talking about the matches. So yeah, 2-2, you know, for City, that's title gone, really, let's be honest. You know, and yeah, it's not a good result for Pep again. It's another draw, more points dropped this season. Yeah, just not good enough in my opinion. You know, and yeah, I really, quite frankly, say it's a bad result for Man City, but a great result for Palace to take a point against, obviously, a top 4 club, against last year's champions. Let's not forget that. Is just a spectacular result for Palace. More so. Right. West Ham, Everton, 1-1 again. Another draw. What is the pattern here? So far we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 draws I'm talking about. Quite frankly, this is going to get dull, talking about all these draws. I hope there's some liveliness in some of these games. Yeah, again, you know, another draw. It's a point for both teams. West Ham, you know, obviously wanting to stay up, just like they, well, aren't they all? You know, which I reckon they will survive. You know, where are they currently? They're 16th in the Prem. So yeah, they're 16th in the Prem. They're level pegging with, you know,
you don't put a shift in, you end up with a performance and an atmosphere like this.
Obviously,
not very happy at all. Been poor today.
Rivals Watford, but yeah, again, I personally think, you know, it's another draw. It's a point. Again, I think both teams would have wanted to take more from the game. I didn't watch it. I didn't see it to tell you who I thought was better. But yeah, again, for Everton, it should have been maybe a game that was winnable. But yeah, again, clearly not. And that's points dropped. Next, Arsenal, Sheffield. Now, last time, of what I recall and recollect, you know, Sheffield won this fixture against, obviously, you know, against, obviously, Arsenal, and Arsenal lost. But yeah, look, they pick up a point, which is obviously a decent, you know, result, I guess, to some degree. You know, I can't really say anything fabulous for Arsenal, but again, it's another brilliant point for Sheffield, you know, and yeah, Sheffield's been, I think, you know, the standout star surprise team this season, in my opinion. There's always that one team that surprises you, and Sheffield are exactly that, you know what I mean. And yeah, for Arsenal. Again, it's more points dropped. You know, they're behind Palace by a point. You know, they're in 10th. It's been a dreadful season for Arsenal, and that misery still haunts them, you know, in the Premier League. So yeah, I can't really say much more. Right, Norwich versus Bournemouth. Right, this should have been the game where Bournemouth should have, okay, got their season back on track. You know, if I was a Bournemouth fan, quite frankly right now, I would be panicking. Because, you know, that's now 11 out of 12 games in a row where you failed to secure a victory. I'm not saying get rid of Eddie Howe. No, I'm not saying that. Because Eddie Howe, I understand what he's done for Bournemouth. Quite frankly, I think he's one of the best managers in the Premier League. He is certainly up there in my top 10 Premier League managers of the last 5 years currently. But right now, I feel the steam of Bournemouth has ran out, which is sad really. I just feel like, you know, it's not going to be a season where Bournemouth fans are going to have much joy at the end of it. Like, unless Bournemouth has, you know, maybe another, well, can get a season back on track next week, I really don't know. But they need to do it sooner rather than later, because what I can see is happening here to Bournemouth, you know, is the opposite to what's happened to Watford. Watford has started off slow, but they've managed to save and salvage their season, and they're building up now. With Bournemouth, it's the opposite. Bournemouth started off fast, you know, with great success. You thought, you know, this is going to be another good season for Bournemouth, you know, another season where Bournemouth will, you know, survive with ease, probably finish mid-table, 10th. But now, okay, you're thinking, actually, I'm starting to think Bournemouth are actually in a relegation battle here, genuinely. And if I was a Bournemouth fan right now, I'd be really concerned. You know, what do you do to change that? Do you sack Eddie Howe, who's been a long-term standing manager at the club? You know, I really, really don't know what Bournemouth go, or where they go from here. You know, obviously, again, would it be just would it be a bit of an overreaction to the situation? Should the board take responsibility for this mess? I really, really don't know who takes responsibility, because logic dictates, you know, that squad is capable of staying up. But also, if logic then dictates that, you would think to yourself, how come the Bournemouth have been so off, or so off colour to what they're usually like? Like, you do have to ask them sort of questions right now, as a Bournemouth fan, and as a neutral, like, you know. Yeah, for me, a defeat against Norwich. Okay, Norwich are a good team, like, they have clearly shown some surprises this season, in beating Manchester City, you know. What else have they done this season? Quite a lot, actually. They've actually beaten some really good teams, you know, at home. So it's not an easy place to go to Norwich, but at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, Norwich you should be beating. Like, yeah, and I just feel that steam is running out for them. Right. Next, Wolves versus Southampton. Now, of what I heard, again, it was another game that I was monitoring on Super Saturday. You know, what I heard was basically, at first, Southampton, for majority of the game, were the better team, probably deserved the win here. But yeah, somehow Wolves managed a spectacular comeback to win 3-2. Fair play to Wolves. You know, it must have been a spectacular game for both set of fans, even if you're on the losing side. You know, so yeah, for me personally, Wolves 3-2, probably a deserved win for Wolves. They are the better team, but at the end of the day, Southampton, don't make no mistake about it, probably did deserve a point here, if not to grab all three. But yeah, certainly deserved a point. Unlucky for Southampton. Right, Newcastle, Chelsea. And again, this is another team, okay, Newcastle is a team that really Chelsea should beat. Okay, and quite frankly, even the stats state Chelsea should have won. 19 shots, 4 shots on target, 70% possession, 655 passes. You know, Chelsea was so much better during the game. They basically controlled the game, but just got unlucky and weren't clinical enough in front of goal. You know, a 1-0 defeat. Look, I'm not overly disappointed. We're still top 4. We've still got a 6-point gap to Manchester United, or a 5-point gap, or wherever it is. So at the end of the day, we're still leading that race to finish in the top 4 out of the big 6 clubs. Quite frankly, you know, and one defeat every now and again like that, so long it doesn't happen every single weekend, you know, I'll take it. You know, and at the end of the day, our rivals actually dropped points either way, so it doesn't really matter all too much, I wouldn't have said. You know, if, let's say, our rivals picked up points on us, it'd feel a lot harder on us, I think, but as our rivals dropped points, I think, you know, it's a bit acceptable. I'll take it. And obviously, you know, for Frank Lampard, I think he'll take it as well. You know, St James's Park has always been a tough place to go. Newcastle are a good team. You know, they're 12th in the league right now. They're, you know, on level points with Arsenal, Everton, okay. They're a point ahead of Southampton. So yeah, they're a good team. And as I said, our rivals like Leicester, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham, all drop points. So either way, for us to drop points doesn't really make too much of a difference. Right, next, coming on to Leicester vs Burnley. 2-1, you know, as I said, Leicester dropping points, who are currently, you know, 6 points ahead of us right now. As I say, you know, that's why, you know, that defeat against Newcastle as a Chelsea fan personally doesn't really hurt too much, because of Leicester dropping points, because of other teams around us dropping points this week. You know, overall, as I say, if, let's say, Leicester picked up points, it'd probably hurt a little bit more, because it means our chances for finishing 3rd instead of 4th sort of slip away and out of our grasp. But yeah, as I say, you know, for me, like, personally, I think, you know, 2-1 Burnley, good on Burnley. Thank you, Burnley, for helping us, you know, stay in touching distance of obviously Leicester. And coming on to the final match of the week, obviously yesterday's match, Liverpool vs United. 2-0. I've seen highlights of this match. It looked like a good game for Liverpool. Not so good of a game for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What can I really say? You know, 2-0. It's just another spectacular Liverpool performance. It's another win. That's 39 games now in the Premier League, undefeated. That's including 24 this season, and I think 17 last season, if I'm correct, or something like that. You know, it's another, you know, undefeated or undefeated season so far. Yeah, and the big question is for me, how long can Liverpool continue this run of form? Can Liverpool see through a whole season, just like Arsenal did, undefeated? And you know, look, you know, we're coming up now to match day 24. you know,
And this is how it looks
I know
for Chelsea.
Premier League is still very long. I think the Premier League is already done. It's dusted. Let's be honest. Liverpool have won this season. They've won the Premier League. But can they go a whole season undefeated? I think that's now the next ultimate question. Every Liverpool fan should be asking themselves right now. And, you know, look, we're how many games away from end of season? 15. Is it really impossible to go 15 games now undefeated? Every single game where Liverpool don't get defeated, that just number ticks down, obviously, for Liverpool. And that's what I mean. So, you know, really, for me, if Liverpool don't go undefeated this season, if Liverpool actually, you know, get defeated at some point, that'd be a disappointment if I was a Liverpool fan. Because don't get me wrong, like, Liverpool are in tremendous form right now. I personally can't see or can't vision a team beating them, except Man City. But even Man City right now, I just can't see it happening, believe it or not. I really, really can't see it happening. I honestly think, you know, Liverpool have, you know, won the Premier League, but not only won the Premier League, I just can't see a team defeating Liverpool right now. Maybe, you know, if it was a surprise result against Norwich, I don't know. But again, I just can't see it. Can you? Can you really see Norwich beating Liverpool? It's tough. It is tough to say. Like, yeah. I just can't see it. I don't know whether you lot can see it, but right now, I don't know who, you know, going to defeat Liverpool and end that, you know, run of undefeated games. You know, right now we're on 39. Plus, let's not forget Champions League as well. You know, they're undefeated in the Champions League since Barcelona, the first round of semi-finals or first leg of semi-finals. So, yeah, for me, I just don't see it happening right now. Yeah, I quite frankly have to say, you know, Liverpool are doing a spectacular job, and this is better than what Manchester City achieved last season. And in fact, it's better than what Manchester City achieved in their last 2 seasons, in my opinion. In my opinion, this team is better than what Manchester City achieved. And, you know, quite frankly, I always thought, okay, last season, okay, Liverpool probably deserved to win the title based on their relentlessness. They just kept up the pace all season long with Manchester City, who I thought was the best team of a decade in 2017/18. When I saw Liverpool do what they do in 2018/19, so that was last season, I actually thought, you know what, my opinion has changed. Not maybe about the team of Man City before, but, you know, to keep up with the best team in maybe English football, let alone world football, and to win the Champions League, I thought, are really Man City, you know, that good, you know, this season? Who deserved it more last season? Was it really deserved by Manchester City? Now, the obvious answer, and the cliche answer, is yes, the one who ends up with the most points deserves to win the league. But I don't think that's always true. You know, for instance, okay, I think there's a handful of cases, and good cases, where actually, you know, not just in football, but also in other sports, you know, where maybe the best team, or the best driver, or the best football team, or the best golfer, or the best basketball player hasn't won what they deserve. And let me just give you an example. Right, in Formula 1 2012, okay, and you could actually include 2010 as well, equally, okay, we had 2 fantastic you know,
Well, we had to interrupt
Formula One, you know, championships. But
have scored in that game.
who won
And
the
match is level
Formula
at
One
1-1.
titles them seasons?
Danger
Vettel
averted.
and Vettel. He won them in 2012 and 2010.
Good technique
But did
displayed.
Vettel deserve to win the title in 2010 or 2012? Maybe more so in 2010, but in 2012, I felt like for what Alonso actually did with that Ferrari was more incredible than what Vettel achieved in his Red Bull. What Vettel achieved in the Red Bull was inedible, but what Fernando Alonso achieved in his Ferrari wasn't. And that's the same could be said here with the Premier League. In 2018/2019, you know, what Liverpool achieved, you know, against obviously,
Kai Havertz.
against obviously,
Chelsea getting the ball
you know,
forward. What can they do from this position?
against Man City
you
was
always
more
want to
incredible
snap your ticket
than
for the
anything
knockout
I've ever seen.
stages
And,
as early as
you know,
now.
I think this has been the best team I've ever witnessed, not just for Liverpool, but also in the entire Premier League. Like, okay, you've got some average players like
Underway
Oxlade
in the
Chamberlain.
second
Like
half.
Oxlade-Chamberlain,
After such
he
a
was a
lopsided
nobody
first 45
before,
minutes, is it possible to think they could turn
you
this
know,
around?
before actually,
Really good reading of the game to win possession
before
back.
Klopp. Now, Oxlade-Chamberlain, I'm not saying, oh, everyone loves him now all of a sudden,
Mbappe
but
with it.
he's certainly a lot more recognised in his footballing abilities than
Beautifully disguised
what
ball.
he once was.
Not to
I
be this
honestly
time.
think
This might be the
Oxlade-Chamberlain,
perfect counter-attacking opportunity.
you know, would I have him in Chelsea? Of course
Well,
I would.
not to
I'd
be in
actually
terms of
take
the
him any
counter-attack.
day, maybe, over Ross Barkley. Put it that way. Ross Barkley for
Very
Oxlade-Chamberlain,
much
give
hope you'll
me
join us for more
Oxlade.
live
Like,
Premier
quite
League
frankly,
action on
like,
EA
you know,
TV. And he's broken free.
and for Arsenal fans,
Has
must
to
be
surely.
quite
Well,
bitter
it's
to
goal
see
after
Oxlade-Chamberlain
goal after goal.
achieving so
Just
many,
no end to
you know,
this. A brilliant display.
Premier League victories, and probably going to win Premier League whilst
Well, let's see that
all them
again.
Arsenal
Once he
fans
gets into his stride, he
are
just
sat at
strolls
home,
past players.
you know,
What a lovely
in misery.
solo. Wonderful effort this is.
You know, then look at
Sadly, we have to conclude
Lahama,
that
or
this
whatever
hasn't
his name
really
is,
been a contest,
another
but
good
all credit
player.
to
You
any
know, there's
side
great players in that,
committed to scoring
you know,
goals like this.
Liverpool team.
Tremendous
That I
intuition to
think
win it
are
back.
world class.
That is how to apply the pressure.
And yeah,
And Kai Havertz, opportunity it is. Still alive, and he's made it a brace for himself. The defender's just unable to stay with him, and he's having a field day.
so right. Anyway, back to
Here's
this
the
game.
replay, the keeper's made a save, but it's not
So
good
right
enough.
now
It's
we're
back into
winning
play.
6-0
He was
against
first to react, and it's in the
Spartak
back of the
Moscow. In the
net.
last game we won
They
8-0.
restart the game, and only one team in it. And 30 minutes left for play in this match. Possession changes hands, the interception there. Kai Havertz might really be able to trouble them here. Is this the moment? It's still alive.
So obviously, yeah. Right now 6-0. Oh, that's a
On
foul.
the back of that particular challenge, will the referee let the
Not
matter
a good
rest
foul
there?
either. Andre
Following that
Charau,
tackle, he's
whatever
got
his
to go
name
into
is.
the book.
Yeah, he's mistimed more than anything there. Just mistimed his tackle.
Havertz. Here's Mbappe. Mbappe. Oh, surely. His third goal of the match, and you cannot argue with that.
Well, he's tearing this defence apart. They can't
Good
cope
goal.
with him.
How many goals is that now for Kylian Mbappe? 16. Jesus Christ.
Well, we're underway
Sorry for
again,
any
and
blasphemy.
this game was finished as a
I do
contest
apologise,
a long
but
time ago.
Kylian Mbappe, he's within touch and distance of the record actually here of what Gabriel
Giving them the
Jesus
gift
set
of possession.
last season in the
It's
Champions
come
League
down
now.
to the final 20 minutes here. Chelsea getting the ball forward. What can they do from this position? And you don't want to lose possession there. Firing it in. Absolutely magnificent goalkeeping.
Oh, he's almost turning away. He thinks he scored. The goalkeeper doesn't.
And he's clear as lines.
We've been absolutely
There's one
relentless
corner after
actually.
another at the moment. Played into the centre of the box.
So So right now, by the way, on aggregate, if this was on
Here has
aggregate,
been a
it'd
goal
be
scored at the
15-0,
Signal Iduna Park.
by the way,
Alan McInally.
over the course of both games.
Dortmund. 73 minutes played. 2-1.
Regular updates from Alan McInally along the way. Might be able to set up the chance. Can he take advantage?
Ah,
Simple save, really.
not bad. Good save by the Russian goalkeeper.
Delightful pass.
Alright, there's Vinicius.
Well, hey! Has a
I have
go.
it.
Really, that would
Go.
be meat and drink to most goalkeepers.
Yeah, goalkeeper fully in control there.
Jadon Sancho. Mbappe with it. Havertz. Sadly, too many things wrong about that effort.
Oh, everything was wrong about it. Body shape, positioning, the idea of where he was going to put the ball. It was all going wrong. It's a poor attempt, really, for him.
It's with Vinicius
Right.
Junior.
Good touch by Vinicius Junior.
Chelsea finding forward gears. Can they take advantage of this promising position? Havertz. And a goal!
Havertz makes it 8-0. Then Spartak
Well,
Moscow
let's see that again.
8.
Oh, it's so sweetly hit.
0.
Look at his technique. Absolutely brilliant. He's got the power, he's got the accuracy, and now he's got himself a goal.
It's a massive lead, and it's very hard to imagine them losing it now. Kutyepov. He's given it straight to the opposition. The referee's verdict is 3 additional minutes. Slipshod passing. Possession lost, intercepted.
So 8-0.
So that is going to be that. The final whistle
Another
here. And they're in a
8
pretty
goals.
comfortable position because not only have they booked a place in the knockout stages, it's still very much on for them to finish top of the group league.
Yeah, absolutely. Going through takes the pressure off.
So what?
Mbappe? Well,
You know, a match and 8-0. Mbappe kills it for Chelsea, like he always does. You know, quite frankly, you know, what you'd expect of maybe a world-class player like Kylian Mbappe.
Just a moment of your time.
So, right, Frankie de Jong, just a bit of praise. Right, so next game, obviously, I'm probably going to use some, not weaker players, but weaker players.
Thanks so much for answering.
Or players that don't maybe start as much, probably. Have a quick look at Premier League. Yeah, again, you know, Mbappe just killing it right now. He is in all competitions, quite frankly. Right. So, yeah. So, right. Besiktas, the team that we give them probably heart attacks and nightmares. You know, this team probably dreads us.
Okay, thanks guys. We're going to start with the questions now.
We won 10-0 last time. Quite frankly, yeah.
Okay, guys.
So, we'll probably play Arthur this game. Probably play Mount for De Jong, and I think that'll be it. Maybe Kepa. Yeah, we'll play Kepa. And Christensen. So there we go. So some few changes there to our squad. Not many, like nothing too drastic. No changes really up front. Just changes like in the midfield. And obviously as well, not just in the midfield, but also in the defensive area slightly. Not massive changes, just small tweaks, I'd say.
As the top scorer in the league, no surprise to see our cameras affixed to him during the warm-up. Can he add to his tally today? We'll find out.
Here we go then.
Hello everyone, great to be with you from Stamford Bridge. Derek Ray here on the commentary box, joined as always by former England defender Lee Dixon. It's all about the Champions League and whether or not Chelsea
Kylian Mbappe could take the record today, in theory.
Chelsea up against
He
Besiktas.
scores
Thanks, Derek. Yeah,
more
Chelsea find
than
themselves
I
in a
think
strong...
Real chance. Mbappe!
2 goals.
Blue is the colour. Chelsea have gone and scored.
Attack
There you go, then.
after attack. Sooner or later, you're going to score a goal. Well, sometimes being at the right place at the right time gets you a goal. On this occasion, it's a simple goal from his point of view.
Well, let's go back to the goal that was scored.
Well, the manager knows the importance of that goal. He also knows that you're at your most vulnerable just after you've scored.
So the game has restarted and Chelsea are the team with the lead. Well, great read there to intercept. Chelsea happy to pass the ball around and get it forward. Clattered away. It looked as though he might have been onside, but he was just a fraction off.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I'd like to see that again.
An exciting talent who has everything a forward needs to be successful. Lee, what are you expecting from Mbappe?
Well, how do you stop him, Derek? How do you stop him scoring goals? He's in blistering form. Surely he will draw level in the goal-scoring record today. He might even surpass it.
He's got the right idea with that pass. He's managed to lose his marker.
Penalty!
And the referee
That's
has
a red
pointed
as well,
to the
probably.
spot. Penalty
Yeah.
given. And the referee has reached for a red
Goal-scoring
card,
opportunity.
a denial of a clear goal-scoring chance.
Yeah, it's been an awkward game for the referee today, but he's got that decision
So,
absolutely right.
Here you go then.
Oh, he's getting
Dembele
stuck.
steps
He
up
saved
to
it.
take the penalty, but the keeper
Corner.
saves it
Played into the
for good
centre
measure
of the box.
as well equally. So red card, and considering this team lost by 10 last time,
Dembele.
you know,
And that is
this could be a
offside.
very tough game for them again. They're already 1-0 down, but they're doing a little bit better, I'm not going to lie. So far. Let's not count our chickens
Arthur.
yet.
Mbappe with it. Mbappe.
Ah,
A
that's
matter
offside.
of keeping his composure.
Ugh.
Couldn't keep himself onside.
So, how are we doing right now?
Arthur has it. Well, it's a poor tackle. Wanted to keep it but couldn't.
So right now they're doing okay with 10 men, they're not doing bad.
Duda. Guven Yalcin.
Oh dear, they're through.
Good looking
They are
sequence.
through. Come on, Nick, we
Well,
can't
that's
let
very
them
smart defending,
score a
and
goal.
now they have the ball
Jeez.
again.
Nah, offside.
And offside is the decision.
That's third
It
time
must
now,
have been very
offside.
closely.
It's so
Well,
difficult because
the
they're
manager's got
so
the best view of them
slow.
all. I
Don't
think
get me
he's got
wrong, they're
that
not
right.
like mega slow, but they're slower
It's
than
with
my
Duncan
forward
Dockers.
attacking. Unlike
Couldn't
when we
hang
go
on
up
to
against a team like Dortmund, very easy to, you know. It's good and bad because
This could be an interesting
means okay.
avenue.
That's another red,
Oh,
surely.
goodness, it looked as though he was clean through. And the referee, what will he do here?
Another red, twice. 9 men.
Red card it is.
Well, he didn't even look for it, did he? He didn't wait for the referee. He knew it was coming.
Oh my
Off he
days.
goes.
This is terrible.
And the goalkeeper not offering any
If you're
scraps that time.
Besiktas and you've got down 9 men, you're going to lose this game 100%. It's just now a question of how many they're going to lose by. So I hope their goalkeeper's on top
Mbappe
form.
with it.
Right.
Handed through by
There we go.
Mbappe. Sancho. Vinicius Junior. Well, just couldn't quite keep himself onside.
So right now it's only 1-0 though, in all fairness. They're down to 9 men, it's only 1-0. Which...
Arthur has it. Mbappe. Mbappe!
That's 2.
Oh, he's done it! Not just a goal, but a new competition record.
Well, he's a history maker. He's a heartbreaker for defences. Every time I see this lad, he really impresses me. What a player.
So 2-0 now.
So I thought the competition record was 19. Pretty sure it was.
Dembele on the ball.
Don't matter. Pretty sure it's 19. Probably.
Chelsea's certainly enjoying the lion's share of possession, and all of their team are enjoying this performance. That's why they're winning, and that's why they're one of the best teams.
Douglas. Here's
I
Duda.
want to at least go in with 3 goals into the break.
Arthur has it. Now this might pay dividends. And now waiting to pounce.
Oh, what?
That's me.
Mepe! Come on,
Well,
that
his
could have
brain
been a
said one
hat-trick.
thing and his feet did another.
Should have, could have, would have been a hat-trick.
And the referee is going to add on 3 minutes.
3 minutes of added time.
And that was a very fine read. High pressing at its... Well, you always
So,
want to stamp
2-0.
your ticket
In
from a knockout
fact,
stage.
they've been very decent here. I must say, Besiktas been very decent in the first half, despite the 2
Underway
red
then
cards.
in the
We've
second
only
half of
scored
this
2.
Champions League
Maybe
group
we've just
stage
been
confrontation.
shit. And sorry for any language used, but maybe we've just been
Jordan
that,
Can's
or
focus.
maybe they've been actually
An
good
important interception.
defensively here. I think it's a bit of both.
And attempting the through ball.
Right, yeah. I don't
Mbappe.
think they've been excellent. I really don't
It's
think
come off
that.
the keeper.
But
Mbappe
I
in
don't
the
think
centre.
we've been good
He
either.
wasn't messing around with the clearance. Sancho.
Like, not
Superbly read
usually we're a
and
bit more
executed.
clinical than this, and I think we've been very unclinical.
And a friendly reminder
right now.
that we have more action from the Premier League coming up. It's Chelsea taking on Stoke City.
Yeah, it's very easy
come
to
on.
build a case for those 2 teams to make that game a real cracker.
An
go,
incisive
then.
pass. Mbappe.
Mbappe.
It's there for him.
There we go. Oh,
Fired it against
that
the post.
should have been.
Well, this is
Sorry.
quite a story, one that we've seen covered in the newspapers and on television. Aymeric Laporte could well be on his way to Real Madrid league.
Well, £105 million or around that figure is what I've heard. Manchester City have got a decision to make, whether they let him go for that. We'll wait and see.
Chelsea couldn't maintain possession.
Come on. You can do better than this, I know it.
It's with Vinicius Junior. Arthur has it. Here's Mbappe. And it's a quality pass.
Arthur, come on Arthur.
Can't miss, surely. Staunch rearguard action.
What's going on
It's going
there?
to be a goal kick here.
So
And
we're
a
coming
substitution
towards,
in the
let's say,
offing.
the end of this game. And it's still 2-0 to us, Chelsea. But, yeah, but I don't know whether we've just been terrible or
Here's
they've been a
Robertson.
little bit good. I think it's, as I said, a bit of
Arthur
both,
has it.
as I said earlier.
Mbappe. He's going forward well here.
Like, you know,
He did what he had
I don't
to
think
do
we've been as
defensively.
clinical, but I don't think they've been as bad
Dembele.
defensively,
Crossing opportunity.
apart from the 2 reds.
Arthur.
Arthur
Absolutely magnificent
doesn't
goalkeeping.
score.
Oh, he's almost turning away. He thinks he's scored. The goalkeeper doesn't. Well, Derek, we've just seen a remarkable save.
He's in with a chance. Well, it's a procession.
There we go.
And surely there's no
There's
way
the
they
third.
can let this slip now.
Arthur
Absolutely
scores
dominant.
the 3rd for Chelsea and makes it 3-0.
Well, you could
Then
be critical
here.
of the defending, but let's focus on the
Good
great
goal
play.
as well.
Capped
For
off
good
with a
measure.
superb, calm,
Equally, very
calculated
good goal.
finish.
And we're
Nicely
underway again.
taken.
This game very much over as a contest.
So 3-0. Chelsea here. Arthur again.
Running towards goal. And it's there for him.
Arthur makes it 4.
Twice. They simply cannot score.
Very
And
good
no wonder
from
he's enjoying
Arthur.
himself.
In his
Well,
first
it's the hardest
debut
thing to
match
do in football, score
in
a
the
goal.
Champions
But when
League
it's served
for
up on a plate
Chelsea
like this,
as
it
well,
looks easy.
he
Fabulous
scores
through ball.
twice on his debut. Very
It's been
good for
such a
Arthur.
one-sided game. You just wonder how many more they could add.
Can he go make a hat-trick, or will Mepe get his hat-trick? Which one of the two
Inside
will
the
take home
last
the match
quarter of an
ball?
hour.
I do wonder that. This
Dembele.
is better from us. So much more clinical.
Arthur.
Arthur, he's on the
Arthur.
attack. Arthur looking for that 3rd.
And he's taken
Sadly
it away.
cut out defensively by the defenders and won't score his 3rd just yet. Also, by the way, Besiktas
Here's
would only
Robertson.
conceded 14 goals
It's been a
by,
thoroughly
in the 2
cogent
games
and
against
convincing
me.
performance in
Whereas
this match, Lee.
Well, the creative
The other
teamwork
team,
of
Moscow,
Chelsea tonight has been
has scored,
absolutely.
And slipped through beautifully.
conceded, I
14
think it
really.
was 16, so 2 less goals actually so far, which in that first game you wouldn't have thought it. It's thought
Arthur has
Besiktas
it. Mbappe.
would have been
And
the
a pretty
team
straightforward
would have
stop for the
conceded the
goalkeeper
most.
Yeah, weak shot straight at him, no problem for the goalie.
Is with Vinicius Junior.
The junior.
Chelsea finding forward gears. Can they take
Come on.
advantage of this promising position? Jadon Sancho. Here's Mbappe.
So it's probably going to end 4-0 this one.
Lost possession.
I'm going to conclude then. Because I don't think
1
we're going to
minute
score another
remaining.
goal. 2 added minutes.
The electronic board has been held aloft. 2
So
additional
Arthur in
minutes
his
here.
debut for Chelsea
Going well.
scores.
Well, not a
2
cross that
sending
will
off
live long
though.
in the memory.
Still not a good night for Besiktas.
Substitution time it is.
But at the end of the day, it's better than that 10-0 home defeat. Kepa with the clean sheet.
Adam Yates.
And there we go, 4-0.
So that is going to be that. The final whistle here.
Then
And they're in a pretty
a beautiful
comfortable
win.
position, because not only have they
Great
booked a
win.
place in the knockout stages, it's still very much on for them to finish top of the group league.
Yeah, absolutely. Going through takes the pressure off a little bit, but the big teams, the good.
So what a game. Then 4-0. Not bad from Besiktas. I think they did actually do better in the second game, sorry. They still didn't have great shots, but they still did better, which is fair enough on them. And they probably deserved only to lose by 4, probably then there, and reflective of the 2 teams, more likely. So then that is that. So, right, we'll quickly skip to the Dortmund game. We're not going to play it. We'll do that next time in episode number 24. You know, of course. So yeah, you know, obviously, come back to see that episode, of course, next time. I hope you have enjoyed. Again, another fascinating matches. Spartak we defeated twice, 8-0. 4-0 against Besiktas. What can we do next time against Dortmund? We probably will play now some Premier League games also, because this will be the last Champions League game, by the way, until obviously the knockouts against Dortmund. We are safely through, of course, so we probably will play maybe 1 or 2, Premier League games. Probably that game against Man City, for example, we'll probably play. you know, and the bigger Premier League games as well for good measure. But otherwise, until then, the next time, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let's quickly check the results. 4-1, 4-0, brilliant. And 2-0, brilliant, absolutely superb. So yeah, until next time, folks, have a great day. Until then, see you next time.